Actually, I'm just gonna check their streams really quickly right now. And it looks like they're off. Raiden with Magnet, Strizer also with Magnet. Pretty unfortunate because I don't know this route very well, but looks like Raiden's PB still is the 4010, and Strider's I believe is also up to date with the 37 time. So we're actually going to be seeing a mirror match here, so we'll be able to see how kind of close each of these players are as they go through each of the Robot Masters. So that's going to be interesting to see at least. You kind of see Strizer being ahead right now. Singular screen. But you know, when you've played the first stage many times, you'll see stuff like this. Raiden trying to go through the ladder there, unfortunately not going to the left part as he could have. So here, going through the Yoku block section. Very straightforward to go through. Strizer damage boosting through this last enemy. The ideal thing to do as he goes into the fight. So the fight, very luck dependent on if you get those high jumps. You really don't want a lot of those high jumps like what Strizer's actually getting here, it looks like. Because if he does the charging attack on the bottom, you can just damage boost through it and then you can continue shooting. It's like Raiden also getting a couple high jumps here. So pretty unfortunate, but getting the kill nonetheless. We got 10 seconds behind Strizer right about now, so here we see Strizer now coming through into Hardman stage. So going this Magnet First route, I guess, since the last race didn't have Magnet First. Magnet is a very powerful weapon, and so you're going to be seeing it used here at the beginning of Hardman stage to kill 2 of the bees. And then you're going to be switching to Rush Coil here, because Hardman's weakness is Magnet, so you don't want to use all your Magnets for killing these bees. Otherwise you'll be left without ammo for the fight. So you see, switch to Rush Coil here. And we'll see Strizer trying to mash down these gorillas here. Being a little bit safe going on the stairs. And we'll see how Raiden does. Raiden just sliding past these gorillas. Strizer come up through these Met Dozers. So the Met Dozers hitbox, very small hitbox at the top where their head shows up. So you need to get 3 shots into them. Ideally you want to get them in one jump, but it's not easy to do. Strizer coming down to this Proto Man fight. This one a lot different in mashing than the other 2 that you see in Magnet and Shadow, just because you don't have the flat ground, you kind of have the little platforms that you're on. Definitely a big concern as you're playing. Strizer doing a very nice job here. Killing Hardman as Raiden goes into Hardman now. See how his fight goes. Now coming in Top Man, so the advantage you see in... well, I don't know why I had that inflection, but you'll see Magnet used to kill the cats here. Magnets kind of bend upwards so that you can shoot your magnets into the wall and kill the cats. It only takes 5 shots to kill them. So we'll see how Strider does it as he goes through the beginning screens of top. Ladder's very finicky in this game. You want to let go after you've climbed down the ladder a little bit, otherwise you'll just kind of stay up on top. But here we see Strizer. He's going to be grabbing the ladder and switching to magnet here. As you can see, the magnets kind of go up into the cat, so you don't have to worry about jump mashing them down. And damage boosting through this top enemy, so that you have enough magnets for this second cat. Strizer actually switching back to Buster. I don't think he had enough magnets to kill this top enemy, which is why he switched back to Buster. And so you'll see full jumps here. Yeah, that was a little bit scary there. He like turned around a little bit on one of the tops, so he didn't quite get the skip on the last top, unfortunately. Raiden also getting the health here in top man, just to make sure that he's got enough for the fight. Strizer here getting the 2 cycle. With Hard Knuckle, you can kill top man in 2 cycles as opposed to top first. Raiden also taking these last tops very safely. Again, not losing too much time over skipping the last top. So now we're going to see both players coming into Shadow Man. The last screen of Shadow, again, something that we didn't get to see in the last race, was that you see extensive use of magnet in killing all the enemies. Very easy to do, as opposed to top jumping, because again, the magnets bend upwards, like with when you're mashing against the cats as well. So it kind of takes out the jumping element. You do have to worry about drops. You need to make sure you hold your jump long enough while going through drops to make sure that you make it to the next platform. But we'll see how Strizer does here. Magnet, unfortunately not killing that first enemy there, but getting through. Looks like Strizer's being pretty safe. He's sliding like every other one, it looked like, and then he was walking on the next ones. Here's switching to top. Raiden also not too far behind right now. Strizer with a solid kill there. There's actually you didn't see it here, but there's a quick kill that you can do. That's very kind of scary to do with Shadow Man, is that you can basically hit him 3 times while you're jump spinning once. It's very tough to do, but it's really impressive when you see it done. So here we'll see Raiden come into the shadow fight. Meanwhile, Strizer taking a few hits here at the beginning of Gemini Man. Gemini Man, one of the scarier screens. The first screen in Gemini is, as well as the last even, or well, the last like water section. Switching to Magnet here again. These last few enemies on the screen, and then we'll see him slide and get the music skip here. We'll see if we can get the zip as well. Unfortunately, messing up this first part, but let me try in here as well. Unfortunately, he kills the tadpole. I think that might have been an accidental shot there. But if you have your head in the ceiling, so you basically get hit and then slide through, you can get a little zip there at the end of that tadpole screen. Meanwhile, Raiden pretty close behind here. About half a minute behind right now, and ooh, unfortunately, Raiden not quite sliding through all the way. Is losing a fair bit of time there. Strizer calling 1-800-Armorine. Make sure he gets through the end part of this stage without any difficulty. So something we'll see. We'll see what Raiden does. So as you can see, the shadow fight here, pretty quick to kill Gemini Man. But very nicely done by Strizer. Meanwhile, Raiden not opting for Rush Marine. But the advantage of not using Rush Marine here is you get to slide on these single block sections. So while Raiden does save time over like the menuing, and he did slide a few times, not getting all the time save that he could have gotten. But still doing very well, getting through that section without dying. Meanwhile, Strizer here coming into Needle Man. Not so Friedel, it looks like, as he gets a couple Nadua lasers and also... yes. Oh man. Strizer definitely a little bit frustrated there. The first screen of Needle. Switching to Magnet here. Magnet again, one-shotting a lot of these enemies that... the things that shoot the little balloons usually take 3 to kill, so... Another good thing about Magnet, this is kind of where Magnet doesn't lose as much time. It saves time in this stage, but compared to top, you lose time in other stages. So we'll see if Raiden's first screen of Needle is a little bit better. Yeah, if you miss one of these enemies on the first screen, then you're kind of relegated to messing up the rest of the screen. So, Raiden though doing a nice job. He actually saved a few seconds there over Strizer because he had a relatively clean first screen and he didn't have to use an E-tank. So this could be one of the chances for him to catch up on Strizer a little bit. And every little bit counts when you're in a race setting, because any death could really be costly for you. So if Strizer takes a death somewhere, then Raiden's right back in this. Strizer making it through. Whew. Raiden kind of low on health here, making it through the Stomper though. Switching back to Gemini. So the needles on Needle Man only deal 3 damage. So he should be good as long as he doesn't miss any shots to kill Needle Man relatively easily. And very nicely done by Raiden. Strizer now making it through Snake Man. Again, if you were here for the last race, chaining slides in this stage is very important. the pole vault enemies can really be very pesky if you are standing for a little bit too long and they end up hitting you. So it's just something that we'll see as these players platform through these stages, this stage in particular. Raiden, known for his sliding. In Mega Man 6, you cancel your slide by basically pressing A, the jump button, and then jumping out of your slide. And you're on like the edge of a slide just enough to go from one edge to the other on a platform. Very scary thing to do. Strizer not getting a kill in the middle platform here for Snake Man. So again, Mega Man has to jump up a little bit, as you can see, to get up to that middle platform. But nicely done. Still keeping a pretty sizable lead over Raiden. Maybe like 40 seconds, 50 seconds. I definitely wanting to make sure that he doesn't lose too much time, because again, even all that time could get made up if he goes for like Spark Despawn or something like that in the dock stages. Meanwhile, Raiden going into the Snake boss fight now. As Strizer goes through Sparkman. Raiden getting the snake kill here. So Strizer going to be worried not to accidentally shoot any additional magnets here. Wanting to make sure he's got the 4 for the block. As Raiden enters the stage, I assume we'll see both players avoid jet strats here. Strizer now coming into the fight. So I guess I could explain a little bit about the spark pattern. Spark pattern can jump 1, 2, 3, or 4 times and then start shooting at you. Ideally, you want him to shoot or jump 1 or 2 times, as opposed to 3 or 4. So nicely done by Strizer, going into the dock stages now. We'll see what he decides to go for first. Looks like he went for Gemini. Not 100% sure there. We'll see when he gets into the stage. Does look like he chose Gemini first. So when you're choosing your route, presumably if you're going for PB attempts or something, you might want to go for the more difficult stage first, so that if you have any mistakes, then you can reset without having to waste your time on the quote easier stages. And this first screen in Gemini is no cakewalk, that's for sure. So here we see Raiden killing Sparkman. Going to be going into the dock stages himself in just a bit. As Strizer now going in again to the tadpole section. So we'll see if he goes for the slide here. Again, a very difficult slide to do the beginning of this boss fight. So He's staying towards the left side here. So here you can see kind of the difference. Well, I guess you can't see it because neither of them are playing Rockman 3, but there was a stream of bullets from that boss, as well as frozen a little bit longer, I believe, than typically you would see if you were watching someone play Rockman. But yeah, so here we see a route divergence actually. So Raiden going into Needle first for the dock stages. So again, down to personal preference. Looks like Raiden actually got the E-Tank here. So these dock stages known for being very brutal. Most of the stages, if you're not super familiar with them, you're going to want to have an E-Tank pretty much for every stage because you'll end up with low health a lot of the time. Even if you go through these stages quickly, some of them, you just have to take intentional damage boosts. Like for this Windman fight here. I just said Windman. Not Mega Man 6 Airman fight. Oh, jeez. Red Raiden. That's my excuse for saying Windman. But again, using Jet here. So a thing about the Jet energy, you're only using it when you're on Jet. So if you're jumping, you're not on it. As well as you're removing your sprite from the screen. As you can see, Jet is all the way up top. So reducing a little bit of lag as you traverse across the screen, very important. Strizer switching to Shadow here. So an option here is to switch to Gemini. We might actually see him use Gemini on this boss, since Gemini deals just as much as Snake does in the Spark fight. So we will see what Strizer decides to do after Magnet Man. After Magnet Man. Metal Man. Some of the M names. Getting all flustered here. Meanwhile, Raiden getting through this last section with Big Mets. Strizer looks like not going for the despawn, just going for the safety, not die to the spikes strats. Raiden getting the needle kill here. Clash kill. Looks like he's actually going in a spark, so we'll see both of these players on the same stage just for a very brief moment. It looks like Raiden also switching to Shadow too, so Raiden and Strizer switching to Shadow. Strizer switching into Snake from Magnet, so opting to go for Snake strats instead of Gemini strats here. And getting the kill there. Very nicely done by Strizer. Having to use an E-Tank, unfortunately, but sometimes you just can't risk the body shot from Quickman. Strizer trying to get the music despawn, not quite getting it though, unfortunately. So you're gonna see a little bit more lag on the upcoming screen with all the enemies on it, so a little bit unfortunate there as Raiden coming into this fight now. Raiden, we'll see if he goes for this music despawn in this stage as well. Looks like Raiden too far to the right, so probably just going for safety here. And at the end of this Spark stage here, you saw Raiden. You can despawn a couple of the enemies here, or the I guess you can call them enemies, yeah. Despawn some of those just to reduce lag and be able to get through them. And here we see Strizer switching to Magnet in this room instead of using Magnet to kill the other enemies, just to make sure he's got enough Magnet to go through this section. Meanwhile, Raiden with a nice kill on Sparkman here. Yeah, Strizer coming into the end of Shadow stage. Feeling the heat here. Getting a nice kill. Raiden coming now through Gemini. Again, both first screens of both Gemini stages. Very very dangerous to do with a lot of enemies in both of them and a lot of tight jumps that you have to do. So Strizer here, actually switching to oil early, making sure he shoots rush coil off to the right side to kill that enemy, so he can mash it down and then shoot it again to the left, because you can't shoot until you spawn rush. So just a way to be able to mash down that enemy without having to take any damage and be at low health for the end of this stage. Meanwhile, Raiden getting a very nice Flashman fight there. So if you remember from Strizer's fight was actually longer. So in Mega Man 3, the US version of Rockman 3. Like as opposed to Rockman 3, there is more luck involved in that fight, depending on how long your fight takes. Raiden just they're not on the same stage now, and Strizer's definitely ahead, but Raiden gaining a little bit of time just due to that fight alone. If you just look at both of those fights on their own. So here we see Strizer switching into Shadow because the Big Met. If you miss a snake on the Big Met, it's easier to switch to Shadow instead of waiting for the Met to fall back down, such that you can launch a spider, or launch a snake up to it. Meanwhile, Raiden getting a nice kill here. As Strider is now finishing up the dock stages. Switching to Gemini really quickly there, unfortunately. So we'll see if Raiden goes for this music despawn. Looks like he looked for the pixel. Quick. Let's find out if Raiden did. Looks like Raiden did, in fact, get the despawn. So very nicely done by Raiden. Strizer with killing Breakman right there. Obviously not splitting, because who would ever have a Breakman split? Shouts to IBM computers. So here, Raiden's going to be switching to Needle. Woodman fight, kind of scary, because typically you'll take 2 shots here. And then you face Heatman with Top, so you're in close quarters. Raiden getting this first kill very easily. Switches to Gemini here to make sure he's got enough magnet for the next screen. Getting a big drop at the end there, kind of taunting, like if you had used magnet you would have gotten a big drop. Raiden also opting not to slide across that section, a very scary section to slide across. So not something you want to do all the time. Strizer, switching to magnet here. So magnet conservation, very important in the Wily stages. But Strizer having enough for sure. And Strizer actually switching to top here. So we're going to be using top against the Maker here. Raiden now going into his Breakman split. Non-split, rather. Fight. So here, Strizer having a little bit of difficulty with that last turtle. Top's being a little bit pesky. Raiden having English text here. So, from what I've heard, actually, English text is faster than the Japanese text in this game. But, still, the Rockman version is faster, apparently. From what I've heard on the internet. Strizer here, switching to Shadow to kill the bees. Got his Raiden coming through. Wily 1. So we'll see how Strizer's yellow devil fight here is. If he ends up not getting a 1 cycle, and Raiden does, then that'll be a very big chunk of time that Raiden could save here. So Strizer going to be setting this up again, very precise spot you gotta be in, and then you gotta jump at the right time. It's like Strizer doing a very good job with the 1 cycle there. So now that's going to put the burden on Raiden to get the 1 cycle to kind of stay in this race. Because now that Strizer's on Wily 3, there are going to be fewer and fewer spots where it's going to be able to lose a lot of time. Raiden also going for top man, or for top spin here. Kamagura fight, so very similar strategies by both players. Besides the deviation in the dock stages, both these players have very similar strats. Strizer falling down here, unfortunately. Not too big of an issue. And here we see he's going to switch to top. Get through the fight. Raiden with a couple of bees, with quite the number of bees. Raiden. Oh no. Not the bees, dude. Not the bees. Those bees ultimately caused his demise. He tried to dodge around them, juke around them. Ended up sliding further away from them. He might have been able to make it if he jumped, got hit by, or jumped and like was about to get hit by a bee and then switched to like coil or jet or something. And then could have made it, but unfortunately did not. Very, very tragic. Untimely death there. Meanwhile, Strizer's onto the refights now. And Raiden coming into the yellow devil fight. Raiden actually not even going for the 1 cycle, so he's actually just staying out. So he's going to use Shadow Blade on the side here, go for the 2 cycle. Want to be super safe about it. Doesn't want to take a lot of hits here, because the Yellow Devil does deal quite the big amount of damage. So nicely done by Raiden. Getting the kill there. As Strizer getting a lovely Nadua laser here. Want to make sure that he does not get another one of those. You can see he hesitated on his jump without actually shooting, just to make sure. And then switching to Snake for the Gemini fight. Again, Snake being Gemini's weakness. Very nicely done. Losing a little bit of time over having to menu in the Snake, but overall, very cleanly done by Strizer. Raiden here, coming into the clone fight. Raiden, unfortunately, getting his rush coil to appear on the bottom instead of that little 1-block platform there, meant he had to teleport from the left side there. A little bit longer to teleport there than from the top. Very small difference. Strizer, we're going to see if he can get the 1 jump here. Does get the 1 jump. Very nicely done. So Strizer's going to be wrapping it up here with around 3740, 3750, something like that. So we will see. Very nicely done by Strizer. Very solid run. And here we see Strizer coming up on the kill here. Uh-oh. Unfortunately not getting the 1 HP off, so the bullet was not in the hitbox quite long enough. So 3749. GG. This is a pretty close race by both players too. Ooh, unfortunately rating in the freeze here. But you know, Raiden coming up with probably going to be around a 40-minute time. Both players doing a very good job. Raiden here coming up, using Gemini in the Gemini fight, and then in this needle fight. Almost getting into dual laser there, but not quite. Luckily dodging having to get that laser. And here Raiden's going to be wrapping up his refights. Also, a very solid run for him. He's got a 40-10, so... maybe not even a minute off his PB, so very solid run. Strizer was also just over a minute off his PB, so very solid race times by both players. Looks like Raiden's switching to Shadow right away here. So this was actually posted in the Discord maybe about a week ago. He's switching or using an E-Tank here just to make sure. But pretty much you can use Shadow right away so that you don't have to worry about missing any snakes or anything. So Raiden getting that kill there. Very nicely done. Now Raiden coming into Gamma. We'll see if he can get the one jump kill here that Strizer could not. Very nicely done by Raiden. 4103 it looked like. So GG. GG, well played by both players. I'm like 2.5 minutes behind. Yeah, 3.5 minutes. Very nicely done. This tournament is shaping up. So while we have a little bit of time before Slurpee and Horse Dad, let's just go over very nicely done by Raiden. Kind of how the upcoming matches are going. So I know for a fact that our group, this group that has just played, has not had all too many matches yet because Farrell is out of the country and I just got internet today. But let's see. Coming up, we've got Cab versus Fast coming up later tonight. That's new, I feel like. After Horsedad and Slurpee play.
Yeah, their match got moved. It was supposed to be earlier this evening, but they moved it to later.
Oh, it was supposed to be earlier?
Yeah,
okay.
We actually have the next Mega Man 3 match happening in just 15 minutes on Speedruns Live. And we're going to be showing Shovel Knight here at 9. Speedruns Live will have Mega Man 3, but then back here again at 10:30 we got more Mega Man 3.
Oh, I see. Alright, yeah. Speed Gaming. With a lot of tournaments going on right now. The Mega Man 3 one, Shovel Knight one, the Ori one is coming up too, so lots of cool stuff to see. I think there's another one going on as well, right?
What, Final Fantasy 1?
Yes, yeah, that's right. Final Fantasy 1 tournament as well.
And we're about to start Ori and the Blind Forest and Mega Man X2.
Oh yeah, the X2 tournament's coming up too. So many things going on right now. Lots of cool stuff happening, lots of matches going on for everything. So, yeah, be sure to stay tuned, everyone. Thank you for watching. Do you know what the Shovel Knight match is, by any chance?
Let me see. Oh yeah, it's Blacktastic versus Westbeard Tooth.
Blacktastic versus Westbeard Tooth. Be sure to tune into that. Blacktastic, very prominent platformer. Playing Mega Man games and Shovel Knight. Be sure to check that out.